let's do the last three examples for self-discovery so you can maybe have some more of how do we understand ourselves, right? And remember that this discovery and the self-love and then being disciplined is just our foundation of really helping us understand who we are and where we want to go in life. And we do this all with kindness for ourselves, and with also the caveat that we're going to push ourselves. And by pushing ourselves and using kindness on ourselves, we are going to make the best version that we can possibly be every day, of really every week, of every year. And so what are these other three topics? Well, or examples, I should say. Okay, personality. What are your strengths and your weaknesses? This one you can ask other people about, right? They probably maybe know more, or not that they know more, just maybe they aren't, like we try to push some of our weaknesses under the rug, right? I guess that's how I would say it. So perhaps other people will be a little bit more honest with us, and will want to present that with, we want you to be honest about the strengths and weaknesses that you see in us, because we would want to return the favor and be honest to somebody else. And so we can kind of figure out it that way. We can write down ourselves what we think our strengths and weaknesses are, just with the fact of, are we meeting our goals or are we not meeting our goals, and what's holding us back, or if we're meeting our goals, what's our strengths that help us to meet our goals every day. And then the other place you could do this is, there are personality tests and strength tests out there. I would just caution against those sometimes, because depending on where you are in your life, is really going to be how these tests present their answers to you, right? So if you want to be in a leadership role, but let's say you're not in a leadership role right now, and so you kind of answer those questions as that way of not being in one, then it's going to show that you aren't, your personality isn't made for that. But that's not necessarily true, because what we need to do is practice where we want to be, or make our goals to where we want to be, and we can be in a leadership role in the end. So I would take those with a little bit more like a grain of salt than they're telling you what your personality is and it's never going to change, because that is not always true. So what's another example? Well, listen to your reactions. So this means pay attention to what triggers you, both positively and negatively. And this reveals your hidden beliefs or passions. And again, it's kind of the same thing. It's just evaluating your day-to-day and your values, right? So whatever you spend time and energy in is actually what you value. Even if we're saying we value something else, but we're not putting time and energy into that, then maybe we're not valuing that at the moment, and we need to change some stuff. And this is the same thing, and really it's interacting with people. And so when you interact with people, whether that's a spouse, a partner, co-workers, friends, or your kids, what triggers you, or what kind of behavior are you putting out there that is being picked up negatively by somebody else, or what behaviors are being picked up positively by somebody else. And when we start really like consciously paying attention to this, then we can understand really more about ourselves. Like it said, like it reveals your hidden beliefs and perhaps your passions as well. And really it's kind of nitpicking or pulling apart some threads and understanding, what do we need to change? Are we getting things that we don't want? Are our reactions so out there that like we're turning people away from us? Or are they really positive and we want to continue down that road and maybe help other people continue to be positive as well? So what is another example? Solo time. I think this is a great one. So spend intentional time alone to understand what makes you happy without external influence. And this can be really hard for some people. Like I know if I get too much solo time, I don't really like that. I am more of a social person. And so like even going out by myself to a restaurant or a movie, it's like super uncomfortable for me. And so I don't always like that. But I do like the solo time where I like read a book or research some stuff or, do something for my work. And that solo time, I can understand, what do I really like to do, right? If I'm spending time doing something I don't like to do, then obviously I won't be doing it during my solo time. And really works the other way as well. And I think we do need that time without the external forces, so we can really focus on ourselves and understand who we are, because sometimes it gets really noisy with all that external stuff, and we do need that quiet time. So my question to you guys is, out of these three examples, are you doing these, or do you struggle with them? I would love to get the conversation started, so drop a comment below and let's hear from you.